Look, yesterday I went and spent 90 minutes walking around the summit, and I think for me the biggest part of the summit was to see busloads of school children, college kids, basically swarm the area, the expos, ask all the relevant questions, the difficult questions. So you had the model providers talking about the tech, the students were saying, but how does this work for me? And I think that's what this Impact Summit is beginning to capture, is a connection between the technology, which at the moment has totally outstripped the deployment, right, and people. And if that bridge can be built through this summit one way or the other, I think it's a great success. I think the thousands that are coming to build bridges. I think they're genuinely coming to just figure out what role can I play in this AI puzzle. There are, of course, a lot of people coming out of enthusiasm. They have questions. AI is still a fuzzy word. We don't have a definition of what it is. So there's a lot of people are coming for awareness. People are coming for exchanges. But I generally think you'll have new bridges. And I think at a value scale level, you'll have hyperscalers in California asking the question of how do we make this available to people? So this is beyond big expensive models, right? So how do we diffuse this down to populations in large parts of the global south? See, I'm just, I'm on camera, but I'll be honest, they look up to India, but we also look up to other countries. So I think what we're seeing over here is a general sort of gatherings like the one we're having in this room, which allows kind of cross-sector fertilization and learnings, right? There are examples today in Nigeria and Ghana which are very relevant for what we're doing. There are very good scalable examples in Maharashtra where you have farmers who are using an AI app, 400,000 of them doing it a day, which can become useful for others. The key I think that we have to find is how are these use cases going to be replicable over time? So if I build something for 9 months, how can someone else do it in 3 months? That's the answer that we have to fight for. Of course, there are a lot of challenges. We just talked about challenges this morning. Collaboration is a challenge, funding is a challenge, access to infrastructure is a challenge. But to me, I think the key is, and if you ask most people, they'll say money is the biggest challenge. But I actually think collaboration is the biggest challenge. It's actually getting people together and saying, can we collaborate together to build this out in 5 different jurisdictions without taking credit on my own? That's actually quite a challenge. Look, I'm no governance expert, so I'm going to leave that question, but I think you'll need a balance for innovation. And I think if you look at the kind of the messaging and the actual templates coming out of the Indian government at the moment, it's very pro-innovation, right? But at some point, government and regulation will catch up with this stuff. But that's a balance that has to be struck, right? We can't be over-regulating a sector that we don't understand.